Folks, did you know that Aki has a functional taunt, as in a taunt that actually affects gameplay? Her neutral and forward taunts are, you know, just taunts. They don't do anything. They're just there to style on the opponent. But if you hold back while you press taunt, she will actually make this little bubble in the shape of Fong, who's like her master, her sensei, and the opponent can actually jump and get hit by this, and they'll get poisoned, and Aki gets upset. So there are a very, very small number of taunts in the game that have a gameplay impact, and Aki is one of them. And in fact, she has a lot of other things that make her a very unique character compared to everyone else in Street Fighter 6, so let's run through them. First up, let's talk about this crawling attack. This move is very goofy, and it's got 3 follow-ups. Some of which can be used in combos, so that's pretty good. And she's also got a throw follow-up to catch the opponent blocking, but another use of this move is for avoiding attacks. As you can see, this move will go under a lot of stuff. It goes under Lily's Condor Spire. It goes under like all of Marisa's special moves, which is really funny. Here you can see it'll go under Superman Punch too. However, despite the memes, it does not go under a Honda Headbutt. Come on, Capcom. Fix this. We need this to work. I just want them to look in each other's eyes as they pass by each other. Yeah, that's not happening, unfortunately. Next up, let's talk about some of Aki's more unique normals. So, you know, most characters in the game, if you do a crouching heavy kick, that's gonna knock the opponent down. We call that a sweep. In fighting games, a sweep is a normal that knocks down. For most characters, it's crouching heavy kick. DJ also has one on crouching medium kick, but Aki, her crouching heavy kick does not knock down. Her crouching heavy kick is not a sweep. You actually do crouching heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch is her only sweep, and she's the only character in this game who does not have a sweep on crouching heavy kick. Some of you folks out there might know another Street Fighter character who famously does not have a sweep on crouching heavy kick. That's Makoto. That's her crouching heavy kick, and again, her crouching heavy punch is her sweep. Kind of interesting, right? And look at how her crouching heavy kick is like an anti-air looking normal. It goes up at an angle. And you know, Aki, her crouching heavy kick doesn't go up as high as Makoto, but I think it could still have some potential as an anti-air move. So, you know, there's no Street Fighter 3 Third Strike characters in this game, but it is cool that there are some little nods to those old school characters in characters like Aki, so I like that a lot. Speaking of interesting normals, Aki has a jumping command normal. So this is her jumping heavy punch. It looks pretty standard, but her jumping down heavy punch is very interesting. Do you see this? She kind of goes the wrong way. And sure enough, we can use this to cross the opponent up and hit them on the back. But not only that, we can actually hit them on the front with this attack if we space it just right. You can see that actually hit on the front, but we landed on the back, and depending on your spacing and all kinds of things like that, very strange stuff can happen with this move. And you can even use that sweep we just talked about to set up a very ambiguous cross-up as a punish counter. So yeah, this can be very, very hard to deal with, this cross-up. It is one of truly the most ambiguous cross-ups in the game. I don't even know what side it's hitting on half the time. Like, okay, that was front, I think, but again, we landed on the back. I have no clue. That move is crazy. Okay, so she's one of the only characters with a functional taunt. She's the only character in this game with a crouching heavy kick that doesn't knock down. And she's also one of the very few characters in the game that can get what's called a rolling knockdown. So you guys might know that Ryu is one of the few characters in the game that can get a rolling knockdown. If he does a Denjin charge, level 2 super, the opponent tumbles around on the ground and you can actually combo off it, as you saw there, into super. But Aki can get a rolling knockdown as well, and she doesn't even need a super to do it. The way you want to do it is the opponent has to be poisoned, and then you want to juggle them with the punch follow-up to her crawl. So one easy way to set this up is we can juggle the opponent like this. We'll get another juggle here into the rolling knockdown, as you just saw. So we can go into super off this, just like Ryu, if you want to just end the combo. So you can do stuff like set up a safe jump. So watch this, we'll back off, jump, and voila, that is a safe jump against reversals, so you can jump in on the opponent without worrying about getting dragon punched. Or you can even use this to set up the puddle. So I feel like this is one of her strongest options here. You can set up the puddle and you have lots of time to sort of create space and lock the opponent down so that they're going to stand up right into the puddle and get the poison applied again, which is really valuable. Speaking of that puddle, the puddle has some very interesting uses in combos. So if you don't know how Aki's poison mechanic works, if the opponent is poisoned and you hit them with certain attacks, you will get an extra bonus on hit, but it does take away the poison. So you can see that this move will give you a crumple on hit if they're poisoned, whereas if they're not poisoned, it just knocks them down and applies the poison again. So usually using up the poison like this, cashing in the poison, removes the poison state. So you can see Ryu's poisoned, I crumple him, he's no longer poisoned. But if there's a puddle there, he's just going to keep getting the poison reapplied as long as the puddle still exists. So we can start to do some really crazy combos with this. Let's see what we can do. We can do that into this, into level 3. So yeah, because the poison keeps getting reapplied, you can get multiple activations in one combo and really do insane damage. So I think any setup that ends up with you having time to put down the puddle is going to be really valuable. Alright, so we've talked about some of Aki's powerful normals. There's one more that I wanted to mention here, which is forward plus heavy kick. So forward heavy kick, immediately it feels strong because it is +4 on hit, so you can combo off it into jabs. It's +2 on block. Sorry, it's hidden behind my face here. +2 on block, which means, again, it's still your turn, even on block, so the opponent has to respect this move a lot. And one more property you might not have seen is that this can actually crush a lot of low attacks. So you can see she can hop over a lot of lows very effectively from a very long range and get a counter hit into a combo. So this move, I think, is one of her more useful normals. You're probably gonna end up using this a lot just because you can see the range is really crazy, combo off it on hit, plus on block, and it will go around a lot of the opponent's pokes. So really huge fan of forward plus heavy kick. All right, final thing I want to talk about here is going to be Aki's fireball quarter circle back plus light punch. This is a very interesting fireball. So you guys might know this fireball has a follow-up on hit here. You can press forward plus punch to do this lash follow-up, which is cool, but it actually has a second follow-up that seems a little more hidden. I don't really see people talking about this. You can cancel the fireball into EX slide. So you see quarter circle forward plus 2 kicks. You can do this on hit on the fireball. And you might think, why would I actually want to do this, right? So obviously you can use this for kind of like tricky, ambiguous cross-up stuff, but I don't know, it feels a little bit fake to me. But one thing you can do that is really cool is if you do a fireball and the opponent does a drive impact, you can actually go under it. Do you see that? Look at that, we go right through. Is that not crazy? And it's not just for drive impacts either. Basically anything where the opponent relies on armor to go through your fireball, you can cancel it into this EX slide to be safe. So that is a really powerful tool for, you know, maintaining your safety when you're throwing out these fireballs, because that can be a little bit dangerous against certain characters. So this is a really nice trick to have up your sleeve. And one other interesting property that this fireball has, every fireball in the game has this property, but I think Aki can use it better than most, is this is actually going to beat certain wake up attacks. So you know there's a lot of wake up attacks like level 1 supers in particular. You can see it's invincible to strikes, but it is not invincible to fireballs. Look, she just loses clean to the fireball. Are you kidding me? And because her fireball is a little slower and it's going to be plus on hit like that, you can actually get a combo off the fireball. So I think this is a really powerful strategy when you get a lot of knockdowns. Set up the fireball, be ready to combo off it, because you know the opponent is not going to be able to do their usual wake up attacks that they rely on to get through it. There are some exceptions, of course, like Ryu EX Dragon Punch and stuff will go through fireballs, but a lot of wake up attacks don't. And yes, this does apply to the villain of the game, JP. Everyone complains about OD Amnesia and how ridiculous this move is, but Aki really does not care. Look, we get a full combo because he tried to do wake up OD Amnesia into our fireball. Kind of crazy, right? And yes, his super as well. If he does wake up super, boom, he just gets popped and you get a combo. So yeah, setting up this fireball of the opponent's wake up is really good. And this was something I was kind of hinting at earlier, is that you can do setups like this. set up the puddle, and then set up the fireball, and boom, he gets popped. So yeah, really strong. Corner Okazeme, you got the puddle out, you got the fireball out. They literally can't do anything unless they have like level 3. And they're just going to be taking poison and getting put in a bad situation. So yeah, I really love her fireball. But not only is her fireball strong, but she can deal with the opponent's fireballs very well as well. You can see this quarter circle forward plus 2 punches EX attack is going to beat fireballs and let her get a combo. Against like every character in the game, basically, this is just going to go right through and give you a nice full combo opportunity. So yeah, don't let the opponent fireball you. You've also got, you know, the slide and stuff like that. So she's got a lot of moves that can help her go through fireballs and, you know, crawl as well. So yeah, fireballing her is really hard. And she has her own really strong fireball. So yeah, I feel like her control of like the mid to full screen is really insane. And then if you ever happen to get them into the corner, you know, you can start setting up the puddle and doing the really crazy combos and really getting the nonsense going. So yeah, that's about all I have for you. Aki is an extremely unique character. I really love her so far, but let me know down in the comments, how are you enjoying her? I know it's only day 1, but hopefully you guys are having fun. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.